The following program is designed to demonstrate simple workouts that you can use to improve your health. Be sure to consult your physician before beginning any exercise program.
Many people are frustrated with their body weight and they try extreme things in order to lose weight. Eating disorders are becoming more and more prominent, especially with our young people. Let's talk about that next on Body and Spirit Aerobics. Hello, I'm Dick Nunez, Wellness Director of the Black Hills Health and Education Center. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics. Back in my years at the athletic club, we used to go to national conventions to check out the latest exercise equipment and products for the fitness industry. While you're there, they always have an early morning workout on Friday morning, and you get there around 6 o'clock and they open it up and you can try out all the latest and greatest exercise equipment. I'm really an early bird, so I was there at 5:45. But yet I was about the 100th person in line, and every person in front of me was female. As they opened the doors, all the women went rushing off to the cardiovascular equipment. The guys went off to check out the weight equipment. The thing that I found interesting is the women were on that cardio equipment for the whole 2 hours. And when the men were trying to get to the cardio equipment, the women were quite aggressive when they tried to move them off their machines. And I didn't even try. I learned very quickly that they were not going to leave those machines. So I started asking them questions about how they liked it versus another machine, and they were fine with that. But while I listened to them talk, they were talking about how much they'd eaten the night before and how many calories they took in. And they said, now I need to burn my regular amount of calories plus the 500 extra I took in. And I thought, oh my, these women are binging and purging with exercise. Well, that concept is very common in our society today, and we're going to discuss that a little more as we get into our workout. So we're ready to begin now. Helping me out will be Janet and Bobby Joe. And we're going to have some fun now and get a good workout in and talk a little more about eating disorders. And we're going to start by just warming up, just making some nice big circles. Right, round and around and around. Okay, let's go back the other direction now, up to the front and up and around. Up and around, you're just loosening your shoulders up right now. And up and around, 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 a couple more. Okay, ladies, we're gonna do some push-ups. That'll be a lot of fun. Climb down there. Let's do the modified ones off your knees. Okay, keep your bodies straight. Lower yourself down. Press back up. And down, and up and hold it. Now down. And up, and down, 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 and up, down, and up, down, and up. Okay, keep going at that pace. For those at home, if you can't do this, you can always do them against the wall. I've seen many people who have progressed nicely by just starting by doing push-ups against the wall, and then they get so they can do them down the floor in the modified position, and then eventually they get so they can do them regular. Let's go 5 more. There's 1, and 2, 3, 4, last one, and 5. Good, up on your feet. Let's put the hands behind the head and push your elbows back, and you're stretching your chest muscles now. Breathe deeply as you do it. Try and relax your muscles, and now give yourself a nice hug. Reach all the way around, get a hold of your shoulders, and pull your shoulder blades apart. Hold. Okay, back over the head again. Push the elbows back, stretch your chest. Stretch, relax, and breathe deeply. Okay, and let's come back to the front. Give yourself another hug. Pull your shoulder blades apart. And relax. Now what we're going to do is we're going to step out with our left foot. We're going to reach out with our right hand. We're going to grab our right wrist with our left hand. We're going to pull straight back like this. and we're going to reach way out. And we're going to use our left arm as resistance as we pull our right arm back. We're going to try and do 20 repetitions. And we're going to work our upper back area. Here's 7, and pull, and pull, and pull. There's 10, and pull, and pull, and pull, and pull, and pull. Trying to get that wood cut, Janet. Pull, and pull, and pull, and pull, and pull. One more time, reach out and pull. Okay, let's switch over, right foot out, put your left arm out, grab it, your right wrist with your left hand, pull way back, and reach way out. And pull, and reach, and pull, and reach, and pull, and reach, and pull, and reach. Try and feel the muscles of your upper back doing the work. And pull, and pull, and pull, and 9, and 10. 10 more times, and pull, and pull, and pull. Pull it, and pull 5 more times. There's 1, and 2, pull 3, 4, 1 more, 5. Good. All right, we're going to do some lateral raises. There's a raise out to the side and come back down. And up and down. And up and down. 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 Now we're going to the front. And up and down. 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 Up, back out to the side, up and down, up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, back to the front, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. 10 more, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're going to come up to an upright row from down here. Pull up and down, elbows up and down and up and down, up and down, up, down, up, elbows up and up and up and up. 10 more, and up and up and up and up and up. Pull up 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now roll your shoulders up and around. And up, we're going backwards. Raise your shoulders up towards your ears and roll it back. And up, and up, and up. Roll up, roll it up, and up, and up, and up. 2 more times. And now we're going to go the other way. Let's go back to the front. Raise them up to the ears, up, and up, and up, up, and up, and up. 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, put your right arm out straight. Now put it as far over to the left as you can. Put your left hand in behind your right elbow and pull. Stretch your shoulder. Don't pull too hard, just keep a nice steady pull. Okay, and relax. Left arm out. Point to the right. Right hand in behind the elbow and pull. We're holding each stretch for about 10 to 15 seconds. You don't want to overstretch. It shouldn't hurt. It should feel like a nice pull on the muscle. And just a couple more seconds there and relax. All right, we're going to start some aerobics. Let's start stepping real gently. Put your hand, yeah, go ahead and get your arms moving. Go ahead. Good. When we start aerobics, we're going to start slowly. and allow them to work into it. Our main movement is stepping in place because it's one of the best ways of getting the aerobic workout where it's not too complicated, but we will throw some other movements in there to get some variety. One of the things I have found with people with eating disorders, when you get them into exercise, they have a lot of good success with it, because basically when people with eating disorders, they're looking to control some aspect of their life. And of course, mainly they're concerned about being overweight, which really means they don't want to be fat. But in talking with them, most of them are okay with building muscle. And so I said, okay, that's what we're going to focus on, building muscle. And when I get into working out hard, then that encourages them to eat healthy as well. Okay, now let's speed it up. Certainly there are other issues that need to be dealt with, and that's why at our center we have a full-time counselor, and he can help with those problems and get them on a good track. And of course, we always encourage them spiritually to glorify God with their body. Good, ladies, we're looking fine. We're going to do just a little bit longer of that, then we're going to transition into something else. Okay, from a standing position, hand on the hips, we're going to step back and then come back forward. And step back and then forward. Step back and forward. Step back and forward. Step back, forward. Step back and left and right and left and right and left and right and left and right. Step back, step back, step back, step back, step, 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 and step. Now right and left. We're going to go a little bit faster. Left and right and left and right and left and right and left and right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Very good. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Feel like we're marching, Janet. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, go back and do a step. One of the important things you want to do when you're dealing with somebody who might be having a problem with eating disorders is don't put guilt on them. They've already got plenty of that. So if you go to them and say, why don't you just eat? Don't you know you're destroying yourself? Well, of course they know that, but it's not a physical problem, it's an emotional problem, and what they really need to feel is love and acceptance, and help them through it with something positive in their life rather than bombarding with negative, because usually they already have plenty of that in their life. Okay, keep going. And of course, by eating a healthy diet, that's very beneficial as well, because then they feel like they're not putting in things that are going to be harmful for putting on body fat. Okay, let's pick it up. In order to get an aerobic exercise or a good training effect, we usually try and get at least 12 minutes in. Now, certainly you can go longer periods of time, but on a show like this where we're trying to get in some upper body work and some stretching, we usually shoot for 12 to 15 minutes of aerobic exercise, but also we have to try and do a warm up into that aerobic exercise and then the main training phase, and then we want to go through a cool down effect as well. And that's extremely important, and we'll talk more about that as we get to it. Right now we're just getting into our main training phase, and so we're pumping them off on the steps. All right, let's switch out now. We're going to do a side step and step to the left and right and 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 left and right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, step and step and step, 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 step. Keep it going. When people think about losing weight, oftentimes their first thought is to eat less. Truly, that's the worst thing you can do, because you're giving your body a very poor signal. You're telling it that it needs to hold on to fat, not burn fat. The body will think it's in some type of famine situation. It's not going to want to burn any calories, and especially it's not going to release fats, which are for long-term fuel storage. So you're really working against yourself and giving your body some very mixed messages. And I always tell people, don't skip breakfast. People always think if they want to lose weight, they should skip a meal, and breakfast is the one they inevitably want to skip. And that's not a good idea. As far as I'm concerned, skipping breakfast is the first step towards obesity. Okay, let's go back into our stepping now. Very good. It's interesting when you look at people, you take the average 150-pound man, she'll eat 3,000 calories a day. 125-pound woman, she'll eat 2,300 calories a day. Our society isn't that way because our metabolism has gone down so much due to improper diets. And the more improper diets you go on, the worse your metabolism is going to be. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. So many of the high protein diets are out there, that's what they're encouraging people to do, is to get into a starvation mode where they're actually getting into what's called ketosis, and they're burning a lot of fat, but they're also burning lean body mass as well. And when they come out of it, their fat cells are still anxious to put the fat back on, but the muscle cells stay gone. All right, step it up a little bit more. Good. Pick the knees up a little bit more. Okay, and slow down. And pick it up. Pump the arms, pump the arms. The sad thing about anorexic people is even if they get down to 60 pounds, they still have fat on them, and that's the thing they can't understand, because they can still pinch fat, and that's why they're still obsessed with losing even more weight, because they want to get rid of all the fat, and they never will because their body won't allow them. And the harsh reality is they get into some very poor health condition where their organs are shutting down, and they'll end up dying of something like a cardiac arrest. Okay, slow it down. Aerobic exercise and exercise in general will help that dramatically, because the endorphin rush that people get from exercise will make them feel good. Okay, pick it up again. Janet, how do you feel after you exercise?
Good.
Okay, that's a simple answer. Bobby, how about you? Can you feel a difference after you're done exercising?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not always fun when you start, is it?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, slow it down. And let's work on picking the knees up. Pick the knees up. We're marching along. Knees up. I know for me it's much easier to do weight training than it is for me to do aerobics. I don't know if you find that, Janet. Is it easier for you, one or the other?
Depends. Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Huh.
I like to walk.
You like to walk?
I think it depends on the trainer.
Depends which trainer? Okay. I don't know if I want to touch that comment or not. Bobby was just out at our wellness program. So that must mean when she saw me standing there with a clipboard, she probably said, "Oh, you can go first." I'll go ahead and wait for the next one. It's got to be better than that one. Pick them up. Nice and high. Nice and high. Pick them up. Now at home, certainly you might be limited on how much you can pick your feet up, but just do what you can. That's the beauty about exercise. You take it at your own pace. Okay, let's go into some back lunges again. Step back with your left, back in with the right, and in, back, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and left, right, left, right, step back, and back, and back, and right, and left, and right, and left, step back, step back, step back, and step, 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 step. Let's go 10 more each side. There's 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, 8, 2 more, and 9, 10, back into our step, high knees. For those who are battling eating disorders, I would strongly suggest you seek out some professional help from somebody you can talk to and trust. If you can get involved in a good exercise program, especially one that's going to be encouraging you to build muscle mass. Get into some weight training, because weight training will give you something else to think about, and it'll help you control your body in a positive mode. And then what I've seen happen before is inevitably it takes in other aspects of life, and of course if you're doing it with God on your side, it makes you that much stronger still, and you have that much better of a chance of overcoming a very difficult situation. And the beauty of coming on the other side of something like an eating disorder is you now have the ability to go out and share the word with other people. One of my favorite illustrations in the Bible is the demoniacs of the Gadarenes. When Jesus came to that area, and the people knew about the demoniacs of the Gadarenes, and the disciples knew about them as well, and they were scared. And they actually ran, Janet.
Yep.
And of course, when they ran away, they noticed somebody wasn't with them. And who was that? Jesus was not there, because Jesus was still there amongst the demoniacs. And they thought, oh no, he's going to get ripped to shreds. No, hardly. Jesus cast the demons out of the demoniacs. They went into the swine, who ran over the cliff and perished. And the people came from that area and asked Jesus to leave because he scared them. And the demoniacs were so touched with what had happened, they wanted to go with Jesus, and Jesus said, no, go back to your hometown and show what the Lord has done for you. And so they did just that, and we think that's the end of the story, but it's not. Later on, Jesus came back to the area of the Gadarenes, and we know about the feeding of the 5,000 in the Bible. There's also a feeding of the 4,000, and that just happened to take place in the area of the Gadarenes. And the people from all over the place were there, bringing all manner of sick, because they knew Jesus could heal them, and the people would not leave. And Jesus said, we need to feed these people. But those people were there because of the evangelism of demoniacs. And if God can use them, they can use anybody. And so when people have obstacles, whether it be smoking, depression, eating disorder, or some illness, if you can come through that, what a powerful testimony you have. And God can help you come through any of those things. I know at the wellness program, people oftentimes say, can you help this condition or that condition? And I always tell them, I say, I put no limits on what God can do. Okay, let's slow it down. We'll go into the cool down phase of our workout, and we're just continuing to keep moving. And what we're doing by doing this is we're keeping the muscles of our legs going, and it's helping to pump the blood back to our heart. If you were to stop all of a sudden from aerobic exercise, your heart's taking a big stress upon it, and it can cause some problems. So whenever you go for a walk or a bike ride or a swim, whatever you want to do, go through a cool down phase. A lot of times it's difficult for those who are playing like racket sports or basketball, because as soon as they're done, they just boom, stop. And it's good to do a little bit of exercise just to allow your body to cool down. Because right now, our hearts are slowing down, our respiration is coming back to normal, and we're continuing to work our legs. And the faster our heart will recover, it shows the better health that we're in. Bobby looks like she's recovering real quick. She looks like she's ready to do something else, like take a nap or something. How are we doing, Janet?
Good.
Okay. Bobby, feeling okay?
Pretty good.
All right. Well, we're almost done, ladies. And let's go for about 10 more seconds of cool down. Nice and slow. Now we're just taking a nice little casual walk in the park. Walking your dogs. Oh, you can't do that. They're faster than this. Yeah, forgot about that. Okay, let's go ahead and stop. Now let's put the hands behind the back. Let's do some abdominal training. We're going to crunch our abs here. Then we're going to bend at the waist. We're going to come up. And then we're going to lay back and stretch our abs. Now contract them. Bend over. Come up. Lay back. Contract. Over. Up. And 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 back. Contract. Over. Up. Lay back. Contract. Over. Up. Stretch your abs. Contract. Over. Up. And back. Contract. Over. Up. And back. Contract. Over. Up. Back. Contract. Over. Up. And back. Contract. Over. Up. We're going 5 more. Contract. Over. Up. Stretch back. Contract. Over. Up. And back. Contract. Over. Up. And back. Contract. Over. Up. Let's go 2 more. Contract. Over. Up. Back. Last one. And back. All right, ladies, I think that should be good. Thanks a lot for joining me. Eating disorders does not have to take control of your life. There is help. But as I mentioned earlier, seek out some professional help, especially somebody who's firmly grounded in the Word of God, because that is what really can give you a life-changing experience so that you're actually looking at life in a whole different perspective. And get into a good exercise program. Have a trainer work with you. Get a support person, somebody who's going to help encourage you. And most of all, as I mentioned earlier, if you know somebody with this condition, do not discourage them or put guilt upon them, because that's not what they need. They need to be set free, and that's what Jesus came to this earth to do, is set us free. Remember to claim the promise that we do here on Body and Spirit and Body and Spirit Aerobics. And that's found in Philippians 4:13, which states, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Thank you for joining us. God bless you. We'll look forward to seeing you next time on Body and Spirit Aerobics.